I'm gonna just do a short one for you. Say hi. Wow. Such beautiful toes.
Yes. Yeah.
That hurts really bad. My toenails are thin.
Yeah, yeah. I do think.
Don't get my face. That would be cute with the designs I like.
White tip. Well,
This one.
That's probably how she wanted to talk to us.
you want to take my picture?
Like real sturdy plastic. Not. I want to talk.
Yeah.
Cute. Ooh, that's real cute.
Okay.
Ready? I just need my hair done.
I think it's like getting all the designs since it ain't that much of a price difference.
Wiggly wiggly. Hey girl, so I've been procrastinating posting this. It's been 2 weeks since we broke up and like a week since I told y'all about it. But I've been procrastinating because in my head, at first, I wanted to try to make things work and honestly, I really didn't want to make him sound like a bad person. But it's like, I am too worried about everybody else right now and I need to worry about me. So I'm just going to tell my story, how it happened. honestly, he don't even deserve, like, y'all don't know who he is, but at the same time, I thought like, oh, but I don't want to make him seem bad because it really wasn't that bad. But now that I'm looking at it, it got to be that bad. So let's get into it. I'm gonna open my notes because I put some notes down so I could like stay on track, because I'm not good at telling stories. I'll be all over the place. Wait, let me hurry up and get past this part so we can get to the what happened the last time. So basically, first of all, let me start with the fact that I make a lot more than him. And this was really the start of everything, and I should have realized that like once we started blending households, obviously, and actually getting into detail about stuff. So he has, I really don't want to put all his business out, but let me just tell the truth. So he has cancer. So he's had cancer for 8 years. So when we met 4 years ago, he had cancer. And it came back again like probably a year and a half, 2 years ago now. So he, you know, like if he gets sick, he can get sick easily, and then he have to be in the hospital, and you know, you can't work if you're in the hospital, So I start off there. But I'm just the type of person, like, no matter who I'm with, like when I go out with my sister, it's not because I feel like anybody has less than me. I'm just that type of person. My sister gives everything to me, so I try to give back to her. And if we go out to eat, I'll pay for her. We go get our nails done, if she lets me, like every so often, I'll pay for her. Like my friends, if we are doing something and they don't really have it like that, or we just been doing so much, and I'm like, okay, I'll pay for it. I had a good week, I'll pay for it. Like, it's not that serious to me. Money is not something that's that serious to me, because it's like if I have it, I feel like I should give to those around me that are giving to me. You know what I mean? So we found our place. I did most of the looking. In this specific place, I found that place, but the place had to be up to my standards. He already had his own place, but I didn't want to live there because it was not somewhere I would want to live. It wasn't the cleanest, if you know what I mean, and I just didn't want to live there. So I was like, we can go get a bigger place, or I can just find a place. But I don't really want to find a place because I didn't plan on living there. But we couldn't leave Tallahassee because he needed to be in this area for like his treatment and stuff. Like, he can't just leave in the middle of stuff and like turn everything around, because I wanted to go to Houston. That was still my plan, to go to Houston. And then we just decided, I'll just stay here, we'll get a place, whatever. And anyway, so fast forward, I found the place. We put him on everything, and then to get into the place, I paid. I'm not going to do like the whole breakdown for you, but I paid to get in the place. I didn't know till we were planning on moving into the place that he didn't have it to move in. So I paid for everything. So I paid $4,000 to move in, like $4,200. No, it's like $3,900 if you count everything that was to be paid for. I'm not gonna do the whole breakdown, but $4,000, I paid for that. I also had to pay for the U-Haul to go to Clearwater to get my stuff and move it out of storage back here, plus pay my mama boyfriend to or husband, whatever he is, to help move my stuff out of storage. So I paid for that. I also paid for the hotel that we stayed in Clearwater to like stay the night to get my stuff. So I paid $4,000 for moving, and then I paid, the U-Haul was $600. We were supposed to split the U-Haul because we was going to use it to take his stuff out of his place to take it across town, and after we came back from Clearwater. Then I paid for the hotel, so that's another, we did 2 separate rooms, so that's another $300 that I paid. So we're at what, $4,800 right now, just about. And then I paid for all the stuff. Like, he had to get rid of most of his stuff, and he tried to make that a problem, like, oh, you making me get rid of all my stuff, and I'm not gonna have nothing, and it's gonna be all your stuff. I'm not gonna have nothing in the house. But like I said, the apartment he had was not the cleanest, so he could not take all his stuff, because then it was going to make the apartment we moved into not the cleanest as well, if you know what I mean. Like, read between the lines here. So you can't bring your stuff. If we finna live together, that's not happening. So we kept going back and forth about that a little bit, but it wasn't like we was arguing. It was just like he felt like he should be able to bring stuff, which I understand that. But in this predicament, no, you cannot. No. Anyway, fast forward, we moved in, we're fine. Like, we're perfectly fine. And then what started to be a problem, the first time that he kicked me out, I should have stayed going then, but the first time he kicked me out, it was like maybe a week or two after we moved in. We got into an argument because he was talking about how much he made that day. It was like a good amount of money. Let me say this too. He did pay me back $1,000. So technically he owed me, out of that $4,000 I paid, plus all the other stuff, we're only talking about the moving fees. So he owed me half plus a little bit more. So let's say he owed me like $2,600 at that moment. He kicked me out because we got into an argument. He was talking about how much he made that day, and he was telling me what bills he was about to pay. He has a car note that is too much for, his car note is like $1,000 including insurance. That is too much for what he makes. It doesn't make sense, but that's his business. I'm not finna tell him, like, because ain't nothing you could do now. You already got the shit now, so whatever. So he's like, yeah, I'm finna pay my insurance. And then he was like, and I need to pay the light bill. And I was like, how we got a light bill already? We just moved in here, what, like 2 weeks ago? Or a week and a half ago or something? And he was like, well, because, he was like, I don't know, they just sent it to me. I was like, well, can I see it? And he got mad. He was like, this is why I don't be wanting to talk. You talking to me like I'm dumb. Huh? I said, what you say? He said, you talking to me like I'm dumb. Like I can't read the bill. And I was like, I didn't say you couldn't read the bill. I just asked how much it, like when is the due date on it? And he was like, I told you I don't know. It's not one on here. I'm confused. If you get a bill, there's a due date. So I was like, that don't make no sense, but all right, we don't got to talk. So I put my headphones on and I kept watching Grey's Anatomy, and I was hanging up clothes at the time. At this time, we're still unpacking stuff. So he's supposed to be putting stuff away and like hanging his stuff up, hanging the curtains up and drilling stuff in the walls and doing all that stuff, which he had been doing a great job at that, not knocking him. He did his part with putting stuff up, but at that time, that's what we were supposed to be doing. This man, after I put my headphones on, because he said he didn't want to talk to me. Okay. Instead of doing stuff that we're supposed to be doing, this man goes and plays the game. He had only put the game up like 2 days before that, and he hadn't really been playing the game since I've been back in town, so it's not like he'd be on the game all the time or whatever. But it's the fact that we supposed to be unpacking. We got shit to do. And to make my content that I really wanted to make, I wanted to make like home content and stuff like that. The house needed to be together. Like, I don't really be wanting to make content when the house is a mess and I'm tripping over stuff and there's still boxes everywhere and all types of stuff. I don't really like that. And I had been talking about it, like we really need to get this together. And we both agreed that once we moved in, we weren't going to take forever to unpack. And we did pretty good on taking it out. But at that moment, you finna go play the game because you're mad. Instead of, you see me still putting clothes up while I'm watching Grey's Anatomy. Do something else. Put the curtains up like you're supposed to be doing. So he comes back an hour later, and then he tries to start putting the clothes up. And he asked me something. He was like, oh, where's the other piece to this? I said, you said you didn't want to talk to me, so figure it out yourself. And he says, man, like he started When this man get mad, he gets mad, and it's like I don't like aggressive people. I don't like being yelled at. I don't like none of that. I don't talk to me crazy, which you already started talking to me crazy before you went to play the game, and you want to come back like nothing happened instead of like apologizing, and then we can, we can get back to what we was doing. But don't just come back like you didn't just talk to me crazy for asking to do that on a bill and you don't know how to read the bill. And when I said it, I wasn't even trying to be funny. I was genuinely trying to help so we could figure stuff out. Because if you don't got to pay the bill right now, don't do that. Pay something else. Like, trying to make sure we get ahead on stuff. Anyway, so I ended up starting to pack my bag. He was like, dang, so you really gonna leave? And, you don't have to leave. I didn't mean it like that. Don't go. And he like followed me outside, didn't want me to go. And then he literally stood outside and watched me drive away. By the time I got to my mama's house, I was like, I don't know if I'm going to leave for real right now, but I'm going to my mama's house and we can talk about it tomorrow. So I get to my mama's house, we still texting, and then he was acting like, okay, we'll talk about it and stuff. I was like, I'm not doing this no more. Like, I'm not coming back. Then he switches again. He's angry. He's so mad, and he's texting me like, oh, don't worry about it. I'll give you some time to get your stuff out and da 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 da. But he's mad again, and I'm like, okay. So at this point, we just stopped texting. Then the next day, while he's not home, probably like 5 o'clock, he at work, I go back to the house, and me and Z at the house, but we just stayed in the room just in case he did come back, so we didn't have to deal with the back and forth. So when he got back, I went out of our bedroom and I just went in Z room. I ordered some food, blah blah blah. Fast forward the next day, when we went back to the house, he tried to kick us out again. So we ended up leaving, but we did go back to the house. We did go back in the house like in the middle of the night or something, and I tried to like get in the bed with him. He flipped out and he was like, mind you, very aggressive, very angry, but he never put his hands on me. He never like touched me or nothing like that, or threw nothing at me, nothing like that. But he would always be like, you think I'm yelling, I'm angry now, but you haven't even seen nothing yet. Like, this is not even that angry. I'm not even that mad. And when you say stuff like that to me, you think it's like cool to be angry. So after I left that time, I'm already thinking like, I'm not staying here much longer. So what am I gonna do? He would not talk to me for nothing. I literally he don't know, but I talked to his dad. And his wife, and I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because he will not talk to me. He is so mad. He's talking about getting me escorted out the house and da 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 da. And I'm like, this is like crazy. And basically they was like, yeah, he pushed everybody away, and next time he tell you to get out, don't go back. And I was like, okay, noted. Like, understandably so, I get that. But anyway, his dad talked to him for me, and he finally calmed down. He called me back. He was crying, and he was like, just come back and we'll talk to my dad. And if we can talk to my dad and we can see if we can make things work and get an understanding, then, y'all can stay. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, what do you mean we can stay? As if we don't deserve to be there. Like, this is some type of negotiation or whatever. Like, it's not that. Like, we live there, we have mail there, so if I wanted to take it that far, I could have. But and then also I pay for it. Anyway, he had only paid me back $1,000 at this point, so I'm like, we live here, this is my house too. Like, I don't know why I need permission to live, like, to be here, but whatever. He came back to the house after he got off work, and he was trying to be like, he wanted to talk to me again. And I'm thinking, thankfully, because of his dad, like, he is, but I should have stayed going, like I said. And so we went to my mama's house that night, and he was like kind of upset that we left again, but we weren't leaving for the night. I told him, we'll be back. I'm just going to like just decompress for a little bit. It was the day of the Super Bowl, so watch the Super Bowl, stuff like that, and we'll be back. And he was kind of upset about it, but he was like, okay, that's cool, whatever. So we came back. After that, we were fine. So we ended up not talking to his dad. And because I really didn't want to talk to them. Like, I did want to talk to them. They're very sweet people, and they would have helped us got an understanding. But I didn't want to talk to them because I'm like, dang, we could really just talk ourselves. Like, I know how to communicate. Like, and I should have just agreed because he doesn't know how to communicate. So that would have made him feel better. But I know how to communicate. I was like, I don't really want them in our business and then like deep in our business and have to sit there and like explain something to them so they can explain it back to you when you could just listen to me. Like, I know how to speak for myself, so I'm kind of like, I don't really want to have to do that no more. Like, we're okay. Anyway, fast forward to the night before Valentine's Day. We had been cool up until the night before Valentine's Day, but when somebody treats me like that, I get kind of like, you know, you got to keep like a certain tune with them. So no, I'm not my happy self because now I'm kind of uncomfortable. Now I have to watch you. Now I have to see like what you gonna do. And I will say he was very loving towards me, like very, very loving towards me. Like, he would literally lick my feet if I told him to, and he literally would. Like, he honestly, I feel like I was in a relationship where he loved me more than I loved him. And not even saying it in that way, but only because I'm very like cautious about how open I am with people when they start acting like that. So I kind of shut down a little bit, and I just was kind of being quiet, and I would be on my phone but not very present, honestly. So I will say I will take accountability for that part. Like, I kind of gave up because I'm just like, I was kind of like, it just gave me the ick. Like, I didn't feel like being myself no more. And then I like literally kept looking at the storage units and the moving people, because I'm like, I don't think this is gonna work. I literally was like praying for a sign. I was like, I don't think this is gonna work. So anyway, the night before Valentine's Day, he got a text on his phone in the middle of the night from somebody called Za. He said it was one of his friends from the game. He was already asleep. I tapped him. I said, who is this texting you at 2:30 in the morning? So he opens his phone and he gives it to me. He was like, it's just one of my friends from the game. But the text said, you didn't have to lie to me, with like a roll of eye emojis and a laughy face. And I was like, that's so weird though. It's the night before Valentine's Day. And that sound like, oh, you didn't have to lie to me, like come see me or something. But I also could be making stuff up because of what I've been through. That's very possible. So he was like, no, it's my friend from the game. Like, if you look in the group chat, the name is Isaiah something. And then I was like, that don't really make sense though, because this is the iCloud in the group chat. So why wouldn't it be the same number texting you? Like, why wouldn't he be texting you from his iCloud? You know what I mean? I still don't believe it. I still don't think it makes any sense, especially because he got mad because I called whoever the Zal person was, and they had no messages together, just that one message 2:30 in the morning saying, you ain't have to lie to me. It sounded very girly, very I'm checking you but not trying to check you type shit. I didn't like that at all. So yeah, I called the number and nobody answered. He was like, why the fuck would you call them? He literally just got off the game a few minutes ago. I just checked. How did you check? You're laying in the bed. The game is in the office. You just sound like you're fucking lying. But he got so mad. I wasn't even going off or nothing. I was talking regular and I was just like, He was like, you woke me out my sleep for this and da 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 da. I've dealt with cheaters before. Cheaters usually get very angry when you catch them in a lie. So I kindly got up out the bed and I went and sat on the couch. Still, I'm always watching Grey's Anatomy. I was literally like so zoned out at this point. I was always watching Grey's Anatomy with my headphones on and stuff like that. And he was literally like, he jumped out the bed. He was yelling and da da da. This night, I'm gonna just say, I'm not trying to put on his business, but I really don't care because of how bad he treated me, which we're about to get to this part. But he basically was like, I'm finna go for a drive and I need you to watch my son and just watch him, just make sure he's straight. And I was like, you being weird, you're not going nowhere. Lay down. And he was like, no, I'm finna go. I was like, if you're about to go, then I'm leaving. Like, I'm finna move out. And he was like, no, because... And he didn't say where he was going. And then after you get the text, you talking about you finna go for a drive. So at first I'm thinking, okay, you finna go see whoever this dog person is. That's why you so ready to go and trying to use this situation as an excuse to leave the house. But then he laid back down a few hours later, and he like was just like crying and really, really angry and really, really like, okay, I'm finna go. Oh, I just need a moment to think. Like, you don't understand. Like, I be battling so much stuff, and I just really be feeling like giving up sometime and stuff like that. And I'm like, while I understand and I really want to be there for you, you're acting very crazy right now. So he was like, I'm finna go. And I was like, well, I'm not doing this. Like, you're not taking him with you, but you also need to sit down. You're not going anywhere. He was like, well, if you're not going to watch him, I'm finna take him with me. And I was like, hell no, you're not taking that baby with you while you talking crazy. Hell no. So he was like, whatever. Then they got in the car. He literally woke him up. It's like 4 o'clock in the morning at this point. He woke him up and they got in the car. And he's texting me still, but he's texting crazy. And I'm like, okay, I'm finna call and get you Baker acted. He was like, why the fuck would you do that? That's so crazy that you would do that to me. You trying to get my son took and da-da-da. Because you're acting crazy. And at the expense of your baby that you talking about taking with you while you talking crazy. No. So at this point, he was just like, he came back inside. I got him to calm down. And then he was like, well, I still need a second. I'm going to just go get some food. Yes, some food because he hungry. He asking me for food. So I was like, okay, get me something. He brought me something back, and then everybody went to sleep. Woke up in the morning, he's talking about, I had to take Z, because it's Valentine's Day now. I had to take Z to my mama's house so my sister could watch her. And then we were supposed to do something during the day. And I don't know who, I think somebody was supposed to get his son, but that fell through. And he was like, I don't really feel like doing nothing today. I'm not doing nothing. F Valentine's Day and F my birthday every year turn out like this, and this is why I hate my birthday. And I'm like, oh my gosh, well, if you finna stay at the house, I'm finna go do whatever I gotta do. I packed me a bag. After I came back from dropping Z off, I packed me a bag and I left the house again. Then he texted me, what you doing? Oh, you finna spend Valentine's Day by yourself? Trying to be sad now. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He begged me to come back to the house. He was like, well, what you finna do? Like, I was like, I'm finna go out and enjoy my day. I should have went out and enjoyed my day. So he was like, no, let's still do something. We got time to go to lunch or something. He never had nothing planned. If I'm being so serious, like, realistically, he never had nothing planned, and he tried to use what happened that night as a reason to not do anything. I'm not stupid. I'm really not stupid. And I told him I didn't need nothing drastic or nothing. We could have we have a lake. We had a lake behind our apartment, and we was the corner unit right by the lake. I told him we could have sat by the lake and had a picnic. We could literally go to any of these restaurants. It don't have to be nothing fancy. Nothing. So we ended up cleaning out the house. Then we went to the hotel that I booked the hotel, which I was already going to get us one, but I booked it same day, and I booked it when I decided that I was gonna have like me time, because I didn't want to be around him, but also we was gonna have a hotel because the kids was gonna be at the house with my mom and my sister. So we went to the hotel. We got dressed. If you saw the videos from Valentine's Day, that's what we did. We got dressed and we went out. We went to like a pool house thing here. That's all we did on Valentine's Day night. But it was also the night to bring in his birthday. So that was our plans. But we were supposed to do Valentine's Day stuff during the day. We did not do anything for Valentine's Day. I was so sad that night. I was so sad. But it was his birthday. I wanted him to have a good birthday. So I just put it all to the side. We did all that stuff for his birthday. I paid for everything, including his outfit. and he was trying to get some shoes, but I was like, I'm not getting you no shoes. No. I paid for everything, including when we went out on Valentine's Day night, because he said that he didn't have a chance to get his check or whatever, but he sat and moped in the bed half the day. Fast forward to like the Tuesday or Wednesday after his birthday, he ended up going to the hospital because he had been like coughing and stuff. He ended up having pneumonia and like some other stuff going on, but he was really sick, so he got admitted to the hospital. Same day, I had to like make sure his son got to school, make sure he got off the bus and everything. And that was my role. Like every day I would make sure he got off the bus, and then he would be at home with me until his dad got off of work. So 3 o'clock till, depending if he come back at 7, depending if he come back at 11, whatever time, I would have him. And I don't really want to talk about nobody kids, but I mean, you know, when you have a new mother figure or father figure in your life, it's not easy for these kids. So him getting adjusted to me was not really getting adjusted. He just didn't listen very well. That's all I'm going to say about him. And then they had other issues, so he had sole custody of him. So it was really just me and him taking care of him at the time. So I mean, that is what it is. But we had some other issues going with him the next day, to where it really had me stressed out. Like, taking care of 2 kids was stressing me out, especially when one isn't like all the way mine, you know. So it was hard to like deal with him. I don't hit people kids. I don't even hit my own baby. I might pop her on her hand, but I don't whoop kids. So trying to figure out how to deal with that, plus him being in the hospital and me having to like zigzag, go back and forth. I'm begging my mama to watch them. I'm calling his daddy, asking him to watch him. I'm trying to arrange everything. So then I'm having to like drive across town to drop him off to his dad, drive back across town in the morning to pick him back up, take him to my mama house, then go back to the hospital. I'm going to Publix. I'm buying 5 different meals so he could see what he might want to eat. I'm going to Publix, Panera, cooking stuff at the house. He like packing up leftovers in a lunchbox. So he literally had like 5 different meal options. I bought him like little food, like snacks. I packed him apples and bananas from the house. I packed a bunch of stuff from the house. He couldn't eat that much. Yeah, he couldn't eat that much. Understandably so. He's sick. He don't really have good appetite. But this man is throwing food in the trash. Like, not eating it, throwing it away. I'm talking about 2 good fruit bowls from Publix, throwing it away. I felt very unappreciated. I'm already stressed out, and you got me spending all this money on food and you throwing it away. I could have ate it later. I understand nobody else could eat it because you sick and it's been around you, but I'm right there with you. I'm in the hospital bed with him. He had a panic attack, like freaking the fuck out, pulling the stuff out and everything, boohoo crying about all different types of shit, and I'm right there, literally in the bed, holding him, wiping his tears, as I have so many other times in our relationship. I'm literally right there through everything. So this last day, it was a Sunday. This is when I went to get my nails done, as you saw. Same day, I'm explaining. Now we're here. So I went to get my nails done and stuff. So I went to get my nails done with my sister, and I went back to my mama's house. Me and my sister had bought food for my mom's husband to cook for us, because we always buy food, he'll cook it. If we buy food, he'll cook it. We bought a bunch of stuff: hot dogs, hamburgers, chicken, vegetables. He grilled it, cooked it, and then I packed him up a bowl and I went up there to see him. So it's like 5 o'clock at this point. The kids is at home at my mama's house with my mama and my sister right now. So I only had like an hour because I only paid my mama for 3 days. I paid her like $150 to watch them for 3 days, but she only had Z all 3 days because his son went to his dad's house for one of the days. So I went up there real quick and I was like, I was showing him my nails and stuff and showing him my eyebrows, and he was happy to see me, whatever. He was like really happy to see me. When he had good energy, he had great energy, but it really gives like manic, because he'll be like really, 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 really excited, goofy, funny, and then when he gets mad, it's like, get away from him, end of the world. No. So basically, we laying in the bed, and he did something that irritated me. I feel like his love language, one of them is very much physical touch, and I just don't like to be like randomly like groped and rubbed on, and not in a sensual way. I think like he was laying in the bed and I sat up and he like grabbed my boob, but he does that very often and I don't like it. It just makes me feel like real icky. I don't like it. So I told him, I was like, you keep doing that. I keep asking you not to. I'm really not feeling it. But I only had 10 minutes till I was finna go, and he knew that. This man gets on the phone in deep conversation. I'm sitting there waiting for him to get off the phone so I could leave. So I just said, all right, see you later, and I left. Mind you, I tried to have a conversation with him about what we're gonna do about like the kids and stuff, because Z was finna start school and we was trying to get his son into like an aftercare school thing so I would have time to work, and I was just telling him how exhausted I am with everything that's going on. He don't really be trying to hear me. I need somebody that can listen to me when I'm talking and understand and really try to help. After that, we start texting. We get in an argument because I left. I sent him a long message. I was like, I don't like being groped. Don't grope me. Like, respectfully, respect my body. I don't like it. Respect my boundaries. I don't like it. And then we get into talking about some other stuff. He basically kind of said, like, he's apologized for it, but at the same time, he was, like, catching an attitude. And I was talking about how tired I was and stuff, and he was like, well, he said something that really pissed me off, and I was like, this is why I said we need a break. Because the first day he was in the hospital, I told him, I think after the stuff happened with his son and stuff, I was like, I think we just need to take a break after you get out of the hospital. And I didn't mean break up. I meant I was just going to go to my mom's house for a few days so I could breathe and just have a second to just not have to do everything. So I was like, yeah, this is why we need to take a break. We start going back and forth. And he was like, well, I'm going to send somebody to come pick up my son. And I was like, why would you do that? I never said I wasn't going to take him to school and stuff. Because I was supposed to take him to school and stuff. And he was probably going to be out in 4 more days. It's Sunday. I'm finna take this boy to school in the morning. What are you talking about? And he was like, well, I'm finna just send somebody to come get him because you acting like it's just too much for you. And I said, I am tired. I'm very tired, but I'm still going to do what I'm supposed to be doing. He was like, he just kept saying, I'm gonna send somebody. I was like, I never said that, but do what you want to do. So he sent somebody to come get him. And then after that, he started being like, he was just being real mad, real angry. Oh, this is what you do to me while I'm in the hospital sick and da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I've been doing everything for you. I've been here. I've been doing everything, and you can't even as simple as listen to me. Like, he is in the hospital, but he's still his goofy self. Like, he still got lots of energy, goofy. He just, like, coughing a lot and on a lot of medication, but he was still very here. You know what I mean? So it's not, don't want y'all to think like he was down real bad and I just left him, because that's not the case. But at the same time, he told me to get out. He was like, well, if my son can't go to the house, then neither can y'all. Nobody can go to the house, da-da-da-da. And he was like, if he not gonna be there, then y'all can't be there no more, basically kicking me out again. And I said, this gonna be the last time you gonna kick me out. So what I did was, after he had somebody pick him up, I started getting ready to go back to the house so I could pack up my stuff. The last message he said was, and I hope the movers get you out fast, because I can't sit here and be miserable like you are. I'm the miserable one? Okay. So I kindly blocked him and didn't say nothing else to him after that. I packed my stuff up. And that was it, for real. And then I tried to talk to him like a few days later. He did not want to talk to me. He was so angry at me. He went and blocked me back on every single thing. So it was even hard to contact him. So we finally texted. The movers are moving my stuff out. And he is literally so mad at me. He is treating me like I did something to him. And it's like, I feel like I was putting in so much, which I need to stop doing. I know that. Like, I can take accountability. This is why I be having a problem and I be so irritated and sounding defensive, because I know what I've experienced, and then people try to sit here and say, oh, well, that's your fault. The only thing that was my fault was having a kind heart and trying to be there for somebody when they was in need, and not looking for love through materialistic things. That's my problem. I don't like when people try to victim blame and say, oh, well, that's your fault that you gave him a chance because but I feel like with all the things I've been through in life, I could be a real nasty B word. I could be a real nasty B word to people, but I try not to let what I've been through make me move a certain way, because everybody deserves a fresh slate. Like, you can't go into your past, like into a new thing, like it's something from your past. You know what I mean? Like, don't let things that people do to you turn you evil. And that's something that I really struggle with, because I take it too literal. Like, don't worry, I do be having my guard up, and I do be like, I'm very like cautious and stuff, and y'all might not feel like this was very cautious moving it with the man, but I mean, I've known him and that's what we wanted to do, so we did it. My baby, y'all be trying to project and stuff. Don't project stuff like that over my baby. My baby is very safe. She's very fine. Whenever we're around anybody or in a house with any man, she is right there on my hip. She's never alone with nobody. My baby is glued to me. So stop. That's one thing I don't like about telling this whole story and stuff, is that so many people with y'all nasty ass minds try to sit there and be like, oh, well, you should have never moved her in with a man. I hope your baby's okay because da, 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 da. And I understand stuff like that happens, but that was not the case.
Mommy.
Yes.
Look.
Yeah. Watch the movie, okay? I just don't like that, because then you try to make me sound like a bad parent. I don't like that. I'm not saying that people, you know what I mean. You know what I mean. Obviously, she's 2. She's right there with me. He never gave her no bath. He never took her to the bathroom. Nothing like that. That's my job. Never even got close to when I was changing her diaper or anything like that. Whole separate rooms, doors closed, doors locked. We did not play that at all. So don't do that. If I'm being so realistic, that's just who I am in any type of relationship in my life. I just give. And I'm not saying that I don't ever receive, but I give. But I do give more than I should at times. And it's just because I really genuinely feel like I'm just a good person. And I believe that everybody deserves that love, because that's the love that I would want to receive myself. And I understand that you can't give it to everybody. But that shit hurts so bad. Thinking about the way that he was talking to me. It's been like 2 days since I talked to him now. And I don't plan on ever talking to him again, because of the way he talked to me after we broke up. Like, us breaking up is one thing, but treating me like that after the fact is what hurt me so bad. And it's like, I've been through some shit with these niggas, but this by far has been the worst. And I've been through some shit, like some worse shit, but this one is so bad. I feel like this one is so bad because usually I'm kind of detached from people. Like, I don't be wanting to, like, even though I let people in, I still be detached. This time I actually opened up. I actually was ready for more. Mind you, this is my first relationship in 6 years. 6 years I was single. And this is my first relationship. So I took that time I needed to heal before I got into anything serious. And then this is the shit that I have to deal with. Like, and I'm talking about, he talking to me like we didn't talk about so much stuff together. Then he was bringing stuff up and he was like, yeah, I didn't even want that. I didn't even want to do this and this. I've been acting so much like nicer to you than I usually am with people, and you don't appreciate that. And I'm like, why should I have to appreciate you being a nice person? You're supposed to do that. That's literally you. He did the bare minimum. He was really, really good to me when he was good to me, but he literally did the bare minimum. If I'm paying the bills, you could at least watch the kids so that I could get videos done. The one time he finally agreed to like sitting in the living room with Z so I could do some videos, he was like, oh, I got a consultation, I gotta go. He was like, it's okay though, you got like 30-45 minutes. You think I could film a whole YouTube video in 30-45 minutes? I wanted to do a makeup video and like sit down and really go step by step with y'all. I was like, that's not enough time. And we talked about this yesterday, and he just didn't have no care. Oh, and then I'm not the type of person, I don't like to talk about people. Like, I don't like gossip and like, oh, look at his shoes, look at her shirt, like, look at how they look a mess and stuff like that. I don't like talking about people like that. I don't think it's funny at all. I'm really not that type of person. If you around me and doing that, I might do like a and like turn around, but I don't just sit there and talk about I just be talking about people for no reason. But he is that type of person. He's the type of person that's like, he's just not nice. Like, he's an asshole for real. And then, oh, and in the hospital, he kept getting no caller ID calls. I'm not stupid. The night before we broke up, actually, he was getting no caller ID calls. That's why I was so on edge the next day when I went to the hospital, because I was like, nah, that's weird. And literally, it was like 6 calls back to back to back to back. Finally, the last call, he answered and cussed them out. I'm not stupid. He was talking to some fucking body. I know that I was stupid for paying for everything and it being his name. I understand that. But that's just me trying to be, like, not materialistic. And I'm a stripper. Like, be for real. Like, usually when I talk to people, it's like I'm working. Like, I'm just playing a game. But this is what happens when I don't play the game. So I totally understand when the girlies only talk to these niggas when they're paying for something. Because if you're not, this is what you get. She's a dinosaur, y'all. Okay, sit down. But yeah, you need to be, I understand that because I'm a stripper, so I don't need lessons on the game because I've played it many times. But it's like sometimes you want to stop playing the game and you want to just live in love. And I'm really just that type of person. Like, love is so important to me. I love love, and I can't act like I don't. And I'm not gonna let this one situation make me think that there's nothing, or that I will never find true love again, or any of those things. Like, it just happened, and it is what it is. But there's still so much in this world for me, so I'm not letting this one situation stop me from any of it. I'm not. And like I said, I took 6 years to heal, so I'm not letting this situation hinder me from anything either. I'm not saying I'm gonna jump into another relationship because I'm definitely hurt, but this shit is not gonna stop me from anything. I got shit to do. So I probably told this story a little less aggressive than it actually was, but like I said, he never physically harmed me or anything, but it definitely was a mentally, emotionally draining situation that started off great, amazing, like I've never had before, and then it just got really bad, all because I like to have conversations about how we can make ourselves better, how we can improve together, how we can make more money. I'm that type of person. That's what I want to talk about, and he didn't like talking about those things. And every time I try to talk about those things, it was an argument. And that's basically what all of this stemmed from. Oh, and I specifically said we both can't be broke. That's what pissed him off. But just the day before, he was calling himself broke and making it like a joke. But then we have a serious conversation about it. It's not funny no more. Just buying stuff feet in every fucking body. Every time we went to McDonald's, Wendy's, restaurants. His sister's birthday, I did her makeup, which I was already gonna do. I don't care. But I went out and I took it upon myself to go to Publix and get her something. Like, just get her some flowers. He told me not to get her no flowers. He was like, she don't really like flowers anyway. She don't really need no flowers. She don't care for flowers. Like, you love flowers, so you might think she wants them, but she don't care for them. And I was like, well, why she don't like them? He was like, well, she don't get them that often. So, and I was like, but maybe that's why she don't like them, because she never gets them. So I'm going to get her some. So, all that stuff. I did a whole video, and I never posted it. Her makeup came out cute. And we went to dinner that night. I paid for the dinner. And he wanted to go out that night. And my stomach was hurting. But I told him I didn't want to go out because my stomach was hurting. Because I just spent $300 at dinner. Now, if we go out, and then I tried to talk to him about that. He says, oh, well, on New Year's, I spent $300 on dinner, and I didn't have it. But that was one time. I've been paying for everything else. I've been paying for every single thing else. We go to the store, I bought it. We went to the thrift stores, I bought it. Every single thing, I bought it. I bought everything. I got no appreciation for it. And that's all I wanted was appreciation for it. I got freaking nothing. I got nothing but his ass to kiss. After everything that I did. Not know. We could have had a cordial breakup. Nope. He gave me his ass to kiss. And I'm so hurt by that. But girl, I'm tired of talking about this, honestly. If y'all got any more questions, leave them in the comments. I might answer them. I might not. I don't know. Because I'm kind of over talking about this. All of this stuff for real. So I think don't ask me no questions, actually. Because I don't want to talk about it no more. It's stressing me. I can't think straight. I don't want to talk about it no more. But I will be posting my next video. It's going to be life after and what happened with my mama also. But okay, love you if you love me. Thank y'all so much to the ones who've been supporting me through all of this and like actually being there. And I haven't been asking for advice. I really don't want advice right now, because it's like sometimes you just need to listen to people, other times you need to give them advice. I don't want advice. I just want somebody to talk to, somebody to listen to me. I just want to vent. And if you love me, I love you. And yeah, thank y'all to the ones who know that. Like, who knows how to, like, just be there for people without overstepping or giving backhanded advice and stuff like that. We don't need that right now. All I need is love right now. I don't need nothing else. So yeah. I also forgot to add that I did contact him any way that I possibly could. Literally email this man, because he would not talk to me after we broke up, and I really wanted to try to make things work. Then he tried to use that against me, calling me psycho and everything else that he could think of. But you gotta think about it, we was just in a relationship a week ago. And yeah, it was stupid now that I think about it, but I was hurt and I just really wanted to try to fix things. But I really didn't want to try to fix things. But it took for him to tell me that he has a new roommate. She was supposed to be moving in Friday the 5th or whatever day that was. That broke me really bad, because you moved in a woman. He said he knew her before we even met 4 years ago, so he's known this person for a long time. In 7 days found out that she needed a roommate or somewhere to live, so you instantly moved on, went to talking to other people, and then the best decision for you to make was to move in a woman into the house that I paid for. 7 days after we broke up. And I'm just supposed to believe that you weren't talking to her while we were together. I just genuinely can't fathom how you found out all this information that you needed somewhere to stay and took her in 7 days after a breakup. I could be very wrong and he could be telling the truth, but I don't believe it. And I don't think anybody in my position would, because that's crazy. So no, I won't be talking to him anymore from this point on, or the other day on. And his dad still texts and check on me, so if anything, I will get my money through his dad. Anyway, I'll talk to y'all later. See you in the next video. It's the next day, but let me just add this, because it's not about the money. Money has a lot to do with it, but also it's not about the money. It's just the fact that I realize I'm not gonna put up with nothing that I have already put myself through, you know, that I've already grown through, nothing that I've already dealt with myself. And I mean, I looked into myself and I fixed the problems that I needed to be able to move on from certain situations in my life. For instance, my mother, that came up, and I'm talking about it because it came up, and it's like,
Mommy.
yes, like growing up, it's always, oh, but that's your mom though, but that's your mom, just give her a chance, da, 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 da. So once my baby came around, that's what I did. Like, once my baby came around, I was like, okay, like, let me just try to let her have something, you know, with my mama or whatever, and not like come in between that. But obviously that did not work. So I'm not saying that I'm a perfect person. I still have a lot to work on. But one thing I'm not going to deal with is an emotional, angry, but avoidant man. You know what I mean? Like, you're mad at the world, always crying, always yelling, always huffing and puffing, but don't want to talk about it. So it's just a bunch of emotions just sitting on everybody else now too, because you're upset. So now I'm upset because he's talking about you not the same happy person as when we first started dating. Of course I'm not, because we started being around each other more and more, and now I'm like absorbing what you putting out, and then we just sitting there going back and forth, not happy. I was very happy in a very good place before I got to messing with that man. I'm talking about making the most money I've ever made in my life. I'm talking about I'm perfectly fine. I'm happy. I don't really have no cares in the world. I'm not really thinking about anything outside of going to work, making my videos, and really I'm in a place where I'm trying to get out the house more. I'm trying to like find like new hobbies and make friends and stuff like that. And I told him that one time. I was like, I just feel better when I'm being productive, when I'm doing something, when I'm like getting out the house. You have to think, I was in a club every night, and it's not about the club itself, but it's about me out being social, talking to people, meeting new people every single day. And now I'm just sitting here, and it wasn't his fault that I was just sitting there, but with our schedules, it was not working out, like with the kids and everything, and me being in a new area, not being able to I hadn't found a babysitter or anything yet, so I wasn't able to like move around how I needed to. So I told him that one time, and he was like, well, I'm just not that type of person. Like, I don't really need to talk to nobody. But really, you do. And I was telling him, like, that would actually help you if you got out and like talked to people or hung out with your friends or had more time than just being a dad and going to work. Like, that would help so much. Yeah, I'm just not really, I like to be in the house, I play the game, but he'll go out with his friends every once in a while. But my point was to make it a thing to get out more, like get out often. Like, the game is not helping you. You need to be socializing. When you start socializing with people, you done accidentally told your whole story, and maybe you didn't want to, but it feels better to get it out. It feels better to hear that other people are going through life too, and like just have something, like have some type of outlet. He didn't want that. But anyway, I say that to say I don't regret the relationship, even though I feel stupid as hell, even though it was embarrassing as hell, even though it hurts like hell. I don't regret it, because if I didn't go through that, then I probably would have ended up in a worse situation, because I'm just too nice to give. I'm not saying with a man necessarily, I'm just saying in general, like, I'm too nice to giving. I always want to help somebody that I don't have to help. I always think that me being in somebody's life will help them want more. But if you don't want it for yourself, you're not going to want it for me either. I can't do shit about it. So I really need to stop thinking like that. I think that since I'm just this good person, that everybody else is supposed to be a good person too, and that's just not the truth. And I can probably say that I'm a good person. I feel like I've done some great things to help people in life, and I feel like that's what we're here for. We're here to help each other. We're here to be good to each other, but with boundaries, because with boundaries. But I was just sitting here thinking that, and he was definitely avoidant as hell. Like, how can you be so emotional, just slinging your emotions all around all the time, but so avoidant when it came to actually talking about stuff, actually working on it? And he was trying to be more open, and sometimes he would, but it would still be like stubbornness when it came to actually fixing it. Like, yeah, this is my problem, this is my problem, that's my problem, but it's not gonna change overnight. But it can. It can. And I'm not gonna let nobody tell me that it can't. So if you not already grown, if you're not already healed, if you're not already stable, if you're not already wanting more for yourself, then I just don't got nothing to do with it. I can't do nothing with you. I can't. And I need to remind myself of that every single day. And that goes for friends too, because I done had some friends that just don't want nothing for themselves, and I'm just like a go. I'm spontaneous. I want to explore, I want to do stuff, and just don't fucking want to. Anyway, we finna go take a walk. I was just saying that real quick. This is the end of the video, for real. Love you if you love me. Later.